Hey Street Outlaws fans, welcome back to the channel, where horsepower meets heart, and every pass down the strip is part of a bigger story. Today we've got some awesome news that'll get your adrenaline pumping. We're talking about Kayla Morton's Hot Mess Express Mustang. Yes, the same car that went up in flames after a terrifying crash at Famoso Raceway, and her lightning-fast comeback plan for Speed Promotions racing. So buckle up, because this isn't just an update. This is a full-blown comeback story in the making. Last week, we all watched in disbelief as Kayla's car made a violent impact with the wall at Famoso Raceway, burst into flames, and left the crowd in total silence. One moment, she was side by side with Kelly in a heart-pounding race. The next, the Hot Mess Express was a smoking wreck. But like the warrior she is, Kayla emerged with barely a scratch. No serious injuries, no hospital stay, just grit in her eyes and fire in her belly. But now comes the second part of the story. And honestly, this is where champions are made. After the crash, everyone assumed the damage would be catastrophic. But here's the twist. It's not as bad as we thought. Kayla went live on social media this week to give fans an honest, unfiltered look at what's left of the car. And while it's not pretty, it is fixable. The Mustang's headed to the experts over at Wizard Race Cars, or rather it's already there, getting a full front-half rebuild. That means new steering components, wheelie bars, structural repairs, and a complete revamp of the car's forward half. Now let's break this down. This isn't just a minor tune-up or a few body panels being swapped out. This is serious, high-end, chassis work, and that doesn't come cheap. We're talking somewhere in the ballpark of $30,000 or more, depending on the extent of the repairs. Every piece has to be built for speed, safety, and precision. And for a no-prep car running in the Speed Promotion series, the margin for error is zero. But here's the good news. The foundation is still solid, and that means we're going to see the Hot Mess Express back in action a lot sooner than expected. Kayla's not wasting time either. While she won't be able to make the Virginia race, she's already locked in her plans to hit the very next event, and that means the rebuild is on a fast track. In fact, with how light her car is and how dialed in her team is, she's still very much in contention for the championship. Yup. You heard that right. One bad crash isn't taking her out of the hunt. Not even close. Why? It comes down to one powerful equation: power-to-weight ratio. Kayla's always had one of the lightest cars on the property. Combine that with the fact that she's a lightweight driver herself, and you've got a lethal combo on the track. In the Speed Promotion series, especially with its no-rules format, that kind of setup gives you a major edge. Less weight means quicker launches, better reaction times, and more consistency. Her car was already a front-runner before the crash, and once it's rebuilt, she could be even faster. Now let's talk about something you can do to help. Rebuilding a race car of this caliber isn't just physically demanding, it's financially crushing. And Kayla's stepping up in a big way to keep her program alive. She's released a brand new t-shirt design to support the rebuild of the Hot Mess Express, and every single dollar of those proceeds goes directly back into the car. Want to show your support? Go snag a shirt from her official site or through the Kayla Morton Racing Facebook page. I mean, come on. How often do you get to support a racer, wear something badass, and be part of an underdog comeback all at once? This isn't just about gear. It's about community. It's about fans stepping up for one of the most respected and talented racers in the sport. Kayla's earned her stripes. She's beaten champions, held her own under pressure, and now she's showing the kind of heart that defines the Street Outlaws' legacy. If you've ever cheered her on, now's the time to invest in her future. And here's the thing. With the way the Speed Promotions points system works, she's still got a real shot. Between double-point events and races where the stakes are higher, a few strong finishes could skyrocket her up the leaderboard. So don't count her out. In fact, you better start watching her even closer. This is the kind of comeback story people remember. Now let's talk about why this rebuild is bigger than just fixing a car. Kayla's journey in this sport has always been about perseverance. She's never had the deepest pockets or the biggest team behind her. But she's always had talent, passion, and unmatched drive. That's what makes this comeback so exciting. We're not just watching a car being rebuilt. We're watching a racer reloading her weapon. And when she pulls back up to that starting line, you can bet every eye in the place will be on her. Because let's not forget, this woman beat Murder Nova just days before her crash. Think about that. She went head-to-head with a Street Outlaws legend, the defending champ, and won. That tells you everything you need to know about the potential of this car and the skill of the driver. The Hot Mess Express isn't just fast. It's championship material. Kayla's not rebuilding to get back to good. She's rebuilding to get back to the top. And here's something we should all admire. Kayla isn't waiting for someone else to pick up the pieces. She's hustling. She's promoting. She's jumping into the fire to make things happen. From launching merch to staying engaged with her fan base every step of the way. That kind of dedication is rare, and it's what separates real racers from part-timers. Kayla Morton is all in, and she's bringing her fans along for the ride. Let's also take a moment to appreciate her crew. Behind every great racer is a pit team of unsung heroes. The mechanics, the tuners, the welders, the friends turning wrenches until midnight with a flashlight in their mouth. You better believe they've already torn into that car, diagnosing every inch of the frame and planning how to come back stronger. These people aren't just rebuilding a Mustang, they're rebuilding a dream. And the dream isn't over just because of one crash. If anything, it's ignited a fire. The fans are fired up, her team's motivated, and Kayla's already thinking long game. She's not just looking at the next race, she's got her eyes on the finish line of the season. And if you know how this points system works in speed promotions, then you know that one or two strong finishes could launch her right back into the title hunt. This story is far from over. Another angle we can't ignore is the emotional resilience it takes to get back behind the wheel after a wreck like that. It's one thing to fix a car. It's another to silence the fear and strap in again with the throttle wide open. That's what separates racers from spectators. The guts to come back, knowing what can happen, and doing it anyway. That's what makes Kayla a champion in the eyes of so many fans. Not just her wins, but her fearlessness. And let's talk about what this comeback means for the broader Street Outlaws community. The show, the events, the racing. It's more than entertainment. It's a culture. It's a brotherhood and sisterhood of people who live and breathe speed. So when one of our own gets knocked down, we rally. We support. We share their GoFundMe. We buy the shirts. We leave the comments. Because we get it. We know what this sport takes. And we respect the warriors who never quit. So don't just sit back and watch this unfold. Be part of it. Kayla's story is a reflection of everything that makes drag racing so powerful. The highs, the lows, the fire, the fight, and the return. When she brings that car back to life, it's going to symbolize more than a rebuild. It's going to be a reminder to everyone out there that even when you crash, you can rise. Even when your car's in pieces, your dream doesn't have to be. And finally to Kayla, if you're watching this, just know that the fans are with you. We believe in your comeback. We know the Hot Mess Express is going to come back louder, faster, and meaner than ever. And when it does, we'll be right there in the stands or behind the screen, cheering you on. Because legends aren't made when everything goes right. They're made when everything goes wrong, and they show up anyway.